So when you hit record, go ahead and kill the audio for a second.
Okay.
We are going to close out the 2016 year with an all-star edition of the one and only Inland Sports Show right here on Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM. I'm Pep Fernandez, joined by the Step Brothers. Yeah! Zeke in his normal attire, but Jeff Gorham getting ready for UCR basketball, the voice of the Highlanders.
The Ellen Jenner of the Highlanders. Oh, Ellen Jenner. Ellen
DeGeneres.
Yeah, I'm kind of dressed like Ellen DeGeneres.
But your wife called you out as you left the house this morning.
Well, yeah, when I walk out the door, the last thing she says to me, she says, "Bye, Ellen, have a good day." I'm like, come on.
You know, that's a dagger in the back.
Yeah. I mean, he looks like he's right out of a Gap catalog. I mean, it doesn't look that bad.
He is a Gap catalog.
You got to dress well for the UCR Highlanders.
Who are they playing today, by the way?
Hey, Thunder Dan Marley and the Grand Canyon Antelopes.
That's right.
So you're trying to put lipstick on a pig, you're telling me?
As long as Gorham looks good, maybe it'll inspire UCR to pick up their first Division I victory of the season.
Yeah, and Coach Cutts has been very, very complimentary of my attire of the last 3 games. So.
Because you look just like him?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys will talk a little UCR basketball. We're going to be heavy on the 32nd Annual IE All-Star Classic. We've got the #1 overall picks, Armando Herrera and Scott Walther. They'll be calling the show here in this first segment, so very, very soon. We've also got Vinny Fazio. Everyone's saying, why did he step down from Ramona? He had the Rams on the rise. We're going to get the answer right here. He's in studio with us about why he stepped down, where he might end up. And also, there's a lot of head coaching job openings right now.
He's going to go from one Ram to the other. He's going to be the next coach of the Los Angeles Rams.
Is that true? Vinny, is there any truth to that?
No, I have no interest in coaching at the Coliseum.
Oh, okay. He just turned it down.
Come to me when they get the new stadium.
Maybe in 2 or 3 years, Vinny Fazio will be interested. But so we'll have Vinny Fazio, and then again in the last segment, maybe we'll kind of recap 2016.
A great
big
year
stories, for local
great
sports.
inland sports stories.
It's all brought to you by our very, very good friends at Spoiled. Quick, quality oil change. I'm driving down to Orange County, going to see Andre Reed, Hall of Famer of the Buffalo. Did you bring Zink?
I forgot.
I just thought of it right now. You were supposed to bring me some Buffalo Bills gear to get signed by Andre Reed.
You know what? Have him sign your forehead.
You don't want that.
Yeah, I do.
No, seriously. You got to have something in your backpack. An old donut.
I got nothing.
Give him the knapsack.
Think about it. Find something. I'll have it signed.
Looking.
How about if you sign your Inland Sports shirt, and then we can frame it and put it on the wall?
We can do that. And then if we ever move or whatever, you can take the shirt. It'll be yours. Is that fine?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, actually, since I didn't bring a shirt, Pep, anything you can do to help me would be great. Thank you.
Maybe I'll do the shirt.
I appreciate that very much.
You're welcome.
But I'm going down to Orange County, and Bill Navigado and his team at Spoiled made me feel good about my car. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm getting in my car. I'm just going to go.
And you know, even better than that, they're actually good at getting you information too. Yesterday, I had a situation in the newspaper where they needed a self-defense expert. Somebody who could help to break down self-defense. You heard about the lady who got hit, and when she got hit, she ended up pulling over, and a guy, they got him, I don't know what he did, but he tried to molest her in some way or another. But that's not the point I'm trying to make. So I had to find a self-defense expert. I called Spoiled, talked to Bill Navigado Jr. He said, hey, do you have Dave Hopkins? Yes, do you have Dave Hopkins' number by any chance?
The great Dave Hopkins?
And he said, yeah, hold on a second. And he gave me Dave Hopkins' phone number. And so I was able to call Dave Hopkins and say, can we use you as an expert? I'll have someone come in and call an interview. Yes. So they're even good at getting information. They're first rate at getting information beyond
the oil changes and the flowers and the mints.
Of course, on Tuesday they're going to be putting new brakes on my daughter's car, so I'm trying to talk them up a little bit.
There you go.
They hook it up all the way. So thank you, Spoiled. We love you guys. You guys know that. Remax Advantage and Redlands Real Estate Broker, offering full-service real estate along with escrow and loans. Visit remaxadvantage.me. Also in Lake Arrowhead as well. So if you want that dream home, Jeff, up in the mountains,
I do.
They can hook it all the way up. And Ken Sporting Goods, 40 years in the Inland Empire. I'm rocking some of the new Inland Sports swag.
Looks awesome, man.
Thank you, Ken Sporting Goods. It's going to have an Andre Reed autograph pretty soon, but this one's really nice. So we
hey, Joe Effer.
They do everything: screen printing, team cells, embroidery, corporate look. When I was in there was a guy from pest. What do they call it? A pest guy? You know,
pest control guy.
Pest control guy.
Spider killer.
Getting his gear. So if you whatever team you got, whether it's sports Maybe you're a pest control guy, whatever.
Cheerleaders.
Kins, yeah, cheerleading.
Handyman.
So anything. So anyways, we thank you, Kins. 40 years strong in the Inland Empire for a good reason.
Carpenter.
All right, 32nd Annual IE All-Star Classic coming up January 14th at Ramona High School. It's called the biggest game in history.
In history.
Every single year, but this year really, it's got some new wrinkles. We already let the cat out of the bag if you watched our live draft day broadcast from the Tartan and Redlands, where we had the draft, and one of the big players selected in the draft was Rev quarterback Armando Herrera. He's right now on our celebrity hotline. Armando, congratulations first off on being picked for the IE All-Star Classic, the #1 overall pick for head coach Derek Johnson and his team. Yeah, round of applause.
Yes, woohoo!
So Derek, Armando, what did you think when Derek picked you as the #1? I mean, all the great players in the Inland Empire, and you were the #1 pick on his team. What did you think?
I was happy. I was on a plane to Hawaii, and I didn't get to see the draft or Catholics. I wanted to really see. I told Mom, hey, look, the draft today, can you look at it for me? And so she texted me right off the plane. She's like, you're the #1 pick for Derek Johnson. I was stoked, and I was happy with him.
You know what? I got to be honest. I think Redlands head coach Jim Walker, I think he was toying with the idea of also taking you, which would have been a very interesting wildcat play for Redlands head coach. But we got Armando Herrera on the line here, Rev quarterback, the #1 pick for Derek Johnson's team, the Blue Empire team. So you guys will have UCLA colors for the IE All-Star Classic. Armando, you're in Hawaii. Is that a recruiting trip, or is this fun, or what's going on?
I'm just with my uncle out here. Going to high school after my cousin.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I know. It must be nice. Right at the live.
Sucks to be you.
He not Hawaii.
I know. Well, you know what? The Hawaii Rainbows actually have a pretty good offense usually. Maybe Armando, maybe you could pop in there and be like, hey, I'm on the island if you guys want to talk.
Hey, by the way, Armando, as far as recruiting goes, how's that going for you?
It's okay right now. There's some D3, some D2 and stuff. U of R is a good fit, but I might go to junior college, RTC, Battle Pass, whatever it is.
So
It's fine right now, I guess.
So you're just still filling out options and pick when you get.
Yeah, Coach Ruth's working hard still.
That's awesome, man.
And I know a lot of coaches either come to the IE All-Star Classic or they watch it live online. And, I mean, there's going to be a lot of attention and exposure for some of these guys, so maybe this will open up the door for our guy Armando Herrera here, one of the top picks in the IE All-Star Classic draft. Armando, when you look at your senior season, and really your whole career at Rev, over 100 touchdowns passing, over 10,000 yards passing, I mean, we've been talking about you for forever. It's because you really burst onto the scene as a freshman. You've been around for forever. When you look back at your high school career, what are some of the things you're going to remember?
The state year, obviously, the whole year in general. Things that I don't want to remember that. You don't like to lose like that. And probably this year, my junior year, probably my senior year. I don't know, I just feel like a different attitude from all the team, you know? It's a special to me.
We're talking with Armando Herrera, Rev quarterback, also IE All-Star Classic participant, #1 draft pick in Hawaii right now, Yazink.
You know, he currently holds, I believe it's the state record? No, it's the area record for most passing yards in a career and most touchdowns in a career.
Did you know that, Armando? Hey Armando, before we let you go, because I know you're probably tired of talking to us, you want to get back to your family and hanging out in Hawaii, but being selected to the IE All-Star Classic, what does it mean for you? And I know there's some other Rev guys picked. It's really the best of the best. I mean, what kind of an honor does it mean to you to be selected for this game?
And I grew up, I think after this was and so it's kind of, special to know that, even if I came from
I don't care. Lots of things I don't really care about money at that point, because if you go and chase money for the rest of your life, you're going to be chasing it for forever. So, just kind of do it. I mean, I was interning at Fox Sports and stuff like that when I was down in LA and stuff. But I was doing production. And my production was cool, but
Well, Armando, we appreciate the time. We'll let you get back to your fun stuff in Hawaii. Congratulations once again on being a #1 overall pick for the 32nd Annual IE All-Star Classic. All right, thanks, brother. That's Armando Herrera, Rev quarterback, also going to the IE All-Star Classic. So that's pretty cool. I mean, if you're a high school athlete, that's something you'll probably remember for the rest of your life, knowing that you were the #1 overall pick for your team.
Well, Derek was bound and determined he was going to be able to coach that kid for at least one game. That's why Derek took him, because Derek remembers him from when he was at St. Catherine's, Catholic school kid.
Yes.
Right, Jeff?
Good kid, good kid.
At St. Catherine's, he got flown across county lines into another place. Hostile. No, I'm kidding. He's a great quarterback. Great kid, great quarterback. And he played for a great coach. He did. Kurt Brooks, great coach.
What's interesting, because Jim Walker wanted to go big with that first pick. And I think he said Scott Walther had his own continent. He was so big. Or something like that. One of those Jim Walker lines. But I think if the pick would have came back to him with Jim Walker's second pick, I kind of think he would have went Herrera. Which would have been interesting because, again, Rev, Redlands, but Jim Walker wants to win, right? Doesn't matter if he wears red.
Yeah, but he probably, if he was still coaching at Redlands, probably would have been fired.
Yeah, I know.
If he picked a Rev guy, so.
They picked quite a handful of Rev guys.
Yeah, there's several in the game. And what's interesting this year, so it's not based on geography. So it's not San Bernardino against Riverside.
It's Inland versus Empire.
They're all mixed up. Yeah, so there's Rev kids.
Level, which one do I want first, kind of thing, and he had it all color coded, and like those cards on the sideline, same thing, just on a phone.
That's impressive.
For a draft, it was pretty funny actually.
Yeah. So he was serious about it. And he said he had Coach Zilmalt from Citrus Hill, some other guys on his phone. So it was like phone a friend, from, what was that show?
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yeah, so he was like, okay, what should I do here? Here's best available. Should I go here? I need a safety, though. What should I do? So it was fun. It's fun to see those two coaches. Totally got along.
At the Tartan, which is a great place in Redlands that, to tell you the truth, never been in. Really, really great place.
And Zink, I got to point this out. You didn't get a burger.
No.
They've got the best hamburgers.
I know, but in my career, at the job I do, to do stuff like that and then be objective is a conflict of interest as far as I'm concerned. I know it sounds silly. It's an ethics thing for me. So I really didn't have a need to eat, and I wasn't going to. I don't do that. You know that, Pep. All the time I turn stuff down.
I was hoping you would.
You do? You really turn stuff down?
Yes.
I'm looking at myself, I'm looking at you. We're offensive linemen. We haven't turned down a whole lot of anything.
Hey, I didn't say. Oh, you mean food?
Yes, that's.
Hey.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're a working man. You're always out in the field, going to all these sporting events, and you're telling me you never take food?
No.
You must eat a lot outside of this. Oh,
yeah, pot calling the kettle black.
Hey, trust me, I'm Fat Ellen.
Fat salty Ellen over here.
Fat salty Ellen.
I think you could have ordered something and gave it to me. I could took it in a doggy bag or something like that.
You had something.
Oh, I did, yeah.
What'd you eat?
I got a cheeseburger. In fact, Derek Johnson turned to me and he's like, this is during the draft, he's like, is this place known for their burgers? And it's like, yeah, they're pretty good, huh? He's like, dude, they're amazing.
They're known for their burgers and their scotch.
Well, thankfully, I'm friends with the owner, so I'll be back in there to check it out. I'll take the wife there. I want to take the wife there, and it's a really nice bar. They got some, some nice libations, and they have really good food. So we'll go back and try it. A really nice patio to go out on too.
And we should point out Jeff Solomon, the owner, very instrumental behind the scenes of the IE All-Star Classic. So shout out to him as well in the Tartan. So it was fun. It was a good time out there getting the coaches together and seeing them go to work. But right now,
another guy.
We've got to go to the Remax Advantage.
The continent.
Celebrity Hotline, yes.
We're changing continents.
Jim Walker called him his own continent. It's the #1 overall pick in the IE All-Star Classic Draft. That is the great Scott Walther from Heritage High School. Scott, how are you this morning? We're doing fantastic. I don't know if you watched the draft live on the Inland Sports YouTube channel, but Jim Walker fell in love with you. He loves big offensive linemen, and he said you were the very best. What does it mean to you to be selected with that #1 overall pick? Did you have any idea that not only might be selected for this game, but that you might go #1? Were you like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Or were you kind of caught off guard? Or what was your reaction?
I'm excited that I'm able to play in this game.
Talking with Scott Walther, offensive lineman from Heritage High School, the #1 overall pick in the IE All-Star Classic draft. He's playing for Jim Walker in the Cardinal Empire. Once again, the IE All-Star Classic is January 14th, Ramona High School. So, Scott, are you in it to win it? Are you just trying to have fun? I mean, how do you kind of approach an All-Star game?
That's how it goes. And it's sad because the kids
Me, I'm trying to work.
you gotta do the best you can, but the focus isn't in that direction.
So, there's some Heritage guys in there. I know Javier, off the top of my head, Javier Luna was picked.
Luna time.
Yeah, Luna time was picked. So, Heritage obviously had a great season, 10-0 during the regular season.
#3 rushing attack in the area.
Yeah, I mean, so they did some big things. What do you think it says about the program as a whole when Heritage guys are getting picked for the IE All-Star Classic, including yourself at #1? Because I think it really says a lot about the program, the team as a whole, and what Coach Broach has been able to do.
The coaching is amazing. Our coaches push us and keep us level-headed that we just go out there and play our game.
29-9.
Talking with Scott. Oh, go ahead, Scott.
And I just love the coaching out there. Broach, he's an awesome coach. He keeps all of us promoted, and of course, my offensive line coach, Broach Senior, is amazing.
That's right.
It is.
Broach Senior. Hey, Scott. So for Jim Walker and the Cardinal Empire, you guys are having USC colors for your uniforms. Are you a USC football fan at all?
I'm like, when I was growing up, yes, I watched USC, UCLA. I watched all the college football programs.
Yeah, I think you look good in USC colors next year. I'm just saying. I don't know. How's the college, perspective looking for you right now?
It's going good, and I'm excited to get up and play at the next level, at college level.
And what level will that be?
That I'm not 100% sure yet.
Are you looking at like some local schools? Maybe go the JC route to see what opens up after that. I mean, what are you kind of looking at right now?
I'm looking at the opportunities that I have available to me right now. Like I've been talking to a few coaches in and out of the area.
So we're talking with Scott Walther, the #1 overall pick in the IE All-Star Classic draft. Each head coach selected their first 22 players, and then there's going to be another, it sounds like 16 to 18 players also picked to fill out the rosters, which will be unveiled very, very soon once everything is official. But, man, there's some great players, and Scott Walther headlining that list. Scott, once again, congratulations on the selection. We're very excited to see you on January 14th in the All-Star Classic.
Thank you very much. It's an opportunity. I can't wait to play in it.
All right, that's Heritage offensive lineman Scott Walther, the #1 overall pick in the IE All-Star Classic. That's coming at you January 14th at Ramona High School. There's a media day on January 7th, which is actually next weekend. And then there's practice all week. There's an all-star banquet. It's going to be awesome. So that's coming up. Guys, I got to bounce.
Why?
I got to bounce to the ounce.
He's going to go to the Rams show.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And don't forget.
Yes, I got a Rams show I got to get to down in Irvine. I will get Andre Reed's autograph, I promise.
Dude,
also, Kyle Turley on the show.
Kyle Turley!
Yeah.
I know the Turleys.
Yeah, good guy. Great guy. Valley View guy. But when you get there, get a picture with him, too. Send it to me.
Okay, I will.
You gonna love her?
Tell him I'm like the #1 fan of Southern California. That, I still root for them.
You want me to have him sign like 2 zinc?
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe if you get me a ticket to the game, mate. No, I'm just kidding.
If he eats a sandwich, can he have part of the sandwich? Bring it back in a bag. This was
Zeke, he left his crust. I'm gonna grab it.
Hey, he wiped his mouth on this napkin. I have his DNA.
Now we're getting creepy. Hey guys, I got to tell you though, Fandom House Studio, fandomhouse.com is the website. You guys already know that because they have the best sports edits. Kevin Harrell does a fantastic job. He's also involved with the IE All-Star Classic now, so we're excited to have him on board. Our latest sports edit giveaway winner, Temescal Canyon soccer star Mackenzie Cooper. Congratulations.
She's awesome.
She is. I saw her play in a playoff game last year. Dominant. Just like, yeah. Mackenzie Cooper, Temescal Canyon. So, and Kevin wanted to remind everyone that if you book now for your senior photos, you can take senior pictures in all your sports gear. Let's say you're an athlete, do it in your sports gear. He can also take team photos, roster photos, whatever your sports need might be, including those senior pictures in your uniforms. Fandom House Studio.
What if you're a senior? Could you get senior pictures if you're a senior?
Yeah, they'll give you one.
There we go.
Yeah, they'll give you one. We'll be right back. It's a Step Brothers edition as we finish out the Inland Sports Show strong on Fox Sports 1350 AM.
And we're back! Yeah! Step Brothers in for Pep.
We just beat the
Boy, he
hell out
just
of
gave
Pep.
us the keys to the car. Gave us the keys to the car. What an idiot. Two burnouts in the parking lot. What do you say, Vinny?
You know, as soon as I come on, Pep leaves. Does anybody notice that?
I know.
This is a theme, right?
I'm
I mean, at
telling
some
you.
point, I got to be offended by this, right?
He's got some type of thing that, I don't know what he doesn't like about you.
At some point, you know, people that just listen to the radio that don't see us aren't going to know. They're going to think this is a character. That Pep does a character of me, you know? That it's just Pep doing
He does
a character.
a really good job of you, though, then.
It's like the space-time continuum. You can't be in the same place at the same time.
Yeah, that's right. Things will explode.
Yes, it will.
So, hey, before we get on with everything else, you know we've got to thank our sponsors, right? They sponsor the Pep Brothers Wait, the stepbrothers for when Pep's out. There you go. Wow, that was tough to get out. Spoil Quick Quality Oil Change in Riverside. Remax Advantage in Redlands. Real estate broker, and they offer full service. So, want some real estate help? Go to Remax Advantage at .me.
There you go.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Did I get that okay?
I think I like the name Pep Brothers better.
Pep Brothers.
You guys should go with that.
We are the Pep Brothers. We aren't Step Brothers.
I think I like that better.
And then Ken Sporting Goods. You always see Pep. He's dragging around in Ken Sporting Good gear all the time.
Yes, he is.
Great, 45 years in the area. Great guy.
Can't say anything else other than it's
Do
fantastic.
you need a uniform?
I do.
Go to Ken's.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
There, that's.
I need a cup.
Huh?
I need a cup.
And of course the IE All-Star Classic. Vinny, did you ever play in that thing?
I did.
There we go. Look, Vinny played in it.
I won the. I got the scholarship. They gave out a scholarship at halftime, and I got the scholarship. I thought I should have been. If we want to get really into this, I thought I should have been the player of the game too.
Whoa!
I had an interception, had a bunch of tackles in that game.
Salty.
But I was a little disappointed to not win the player of the game award in that game. We won. We won the game.
That is great.
We won the game.
I think Jim Clover had it out for him though. So I think let's blame Jim Clover.
I have to say, people in Riverside don't really like Vin. I'm kidding.
We won the game. Won the game.
Yeah,
That
you
was
did
the
win the
important
game.
part.
What year was that?
That was 1999. I think that San Bernardino hasn't won very many times since then. When San Bernardino beat
99.
Riverside. 1999. At that time it was whatever they were, the Stampede. Now they're it was there on the baseball
I
field.
remember that.
Yeah.
Rialto was playing there about the time too.
After that, Rialto came in and played there. But we were one of the first football games in that stadium.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
Hear that?
that's okay. Hey, yeah.
Make him 6 years older than he is.
No, not quite.
29.
Not yet.
I know. Stop. Let's just stop that right now. But we're being horrible hosts.
Yes, we are.
Vinny's in studio. Haven't seen Vinny in a
You
while.
know what? You're never being
Vinny-
a horrible host when I can talk about
Vinny
my playing
Fazio,
days.
I can say this. Vinny Fazio, former head coach of Ramona High School.
Yeah, you can say that.
So what's going on?
Oh, it was just it was time. I had a great run. We're 15, 5-1.
Yeah.
In our last 2 years at Ramona, which is a great run anywhere. Go through 2 years and only lose 5 games.
Yeah.
Is a great run anywhere. But my son's 19 months old. There's a lot of stuff when you're a head coach. There's a lot of other stuff that you got to spend a lot of time doing, and I just didn't really want to spend that time doing that.
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to devote my time to coaching and the time when I'm not with the kids and coaching. I want to go home and spend that time with my son.
I can't blame you. I
So-
totally understand that.
He's only going to be this age once, and he's having that week off during Thanksgiving where I really got to hang out with him a lot. And I wasn't just getting home 30 minutes before he goes to bed.
Yeah.
I actually got to hang out with him and run around and throw him on my shoulder. And it's just cool. He's just only going to be that age one time.
I know, it's so true, man. It is absolutely so true. And I say the best time to be with your kids is when they're really young, because you really set the standard for what that kid's going to be.
Yeah, because you don't want your kid to call you Uncle Fazio instead of Dad.
Who's that man?
Yeah.
Hey, who are you?
I mean, and the reality is, look, even in the summer when I'm not teaching, I mean, you're still, as a head coach, you're going in and doing a bunch of stuff during the day, getting ready for the workout, 3-4 hour workouts, you're throwing 7-on-7s, it's a full-time job even in the summer. And so even in my downtime, I was spending full days, 8-hour days at the work site. And, like I said, I've been an assistant and I know how to do that really well. And I think that's probably the path for me for a little while. And in a couple years, you never know. He might want to do that again when he's in school and get back into that part.
Well, I enjoy you as a coach.
I appreciate that. I enjoy me as a coach.
And I think, you know what? More than leaving your mark of that 15-5 record, which I find to be almost miraculous at Ramona High School, because they struggled so much for so many years, and you were able to actually turn that program around quickly and get them on track. I mean, I give you full credit for that. But even more amazing than that, the mark you left on that field from pacing to sideline it's there forever. I mean, you've left your mark. There's going to be the whole time. That's Vinny's track right there.
That's what they're going to name it. That they're going to have a little.
I went to the Norte Vista game and they were down. Vinny hates to lose, and I walked down the Norte Vista sideline, looked across. I'm like, Vinny's gonna have a heart attack.
He was knee deep. He had worn down.
And they were pretty good. Norte Vista was a pretty good football team this year.
Yeah,
they did a pretty good job.
It was.
They were a little better than us this year.
I appreciate your passion too, because I'm that same guy, man. I'm like the nervous energy. Jeez, I gotta. I'm that guy. So are you.
Yeah, but see, I was just going to say something. I coached for 22 years, and being a head coach, it does take a lot out of you. This has been the most rewarding year I've had in those 22 years. For the simple fact is I get to see my wife and I get to see my 3 kids. And someday I'll coach again, but as an assistant, whatever, it's just nice to take a step back, look around, enjoy your family, and I'm glad you're being able to do that this year. So.
Yeah, it's a hard decision too. I mean, as you know, Coach, it's a hard decision because I love I really love football and I really love being around the kids and I love it. I love it. You know, I love doing that, and so it is a hard decision. And we worked hard to build Ramona up. You know, and that was every day. We worked every day. Every day I woke up thinking about Ramona football and went to bed thinking about Ramona football and what we could do to try to get better and what we could do to try to, you know, so it's an everyday thing. And you know, to me, loyalty is, you know, I heard Tom Herman say this, loyalty is you work as hard as you can every single minute when you're there. You know, and that's what we did. I don't ever have to feel like we didn't do that.
And you didn't. I bear witness. I know you guys work really hard. And yet your dad's a great coach.
He's great.
And you had Coach Cochran, who was with you last year.
We were really lucky.
I mean, you had lots of great coaches walk through. Their kids got some coaching from some really knowledgeable guys.
We were really lucky. And I think there's for whoever comes in, there's a baseline established now of a little bit of a culture and a little bit of something for them to build on and hopefully even, you know, maybe be able to take it up to another level. So I'm hopeful. I'm certainly always going to be rooting for them and proud of what we built and proud of what we did. And it's just time to take the message on somewhere else, you know.
I won't say goodbye. I'll just say see you later.
Oh well, I'm always around.
And I know that.
I'm always except when
you know
Pep's
what?
here. I'm always around except when Pep's here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't want to dwell on that. What I do want to do is he's also very keen and a great media guy, and he sees a lot of football players and a lot of teams. I know he knows what he's talking about, so I'm going to ask you the questions because I hear everybody in my office at the paper telling me their opinions about best players and things like that. What was the team that impressed you the most this year? Because there were a lot of impressive stories, but what team would you say impressed you the most?
Boy, there were a lot of good teams. You know,
you can give me your top 5 and tell me which one you thought.
Obviously, Corona Centennial is on a completely different level. And when you look at high school football in California right now, Corona Centennial, St. John Bosco, Mater Dei are on a totally different level from everybody else. You look at the gap between them and the Mission Viejos, and now Mission Viejo, Rancho Cucamonga, those dudes are really good. And you look at the gap between those 3 schools and the Rancho Cucamongas and the Mission Viejos of the world, and then the gap between those schools and the San Clemente. I mean, Mission Viejo beat San Clemente by 40.
I know.
I mean, if you think of Mission Viejo beat San Clemente by 40. Rancho Cucamonga beat Murrieta Valley by 3 touchdowns. I mean, you think of the difference there, and then the gap that's between them and the Centennial Bosco. It's just football and, you know, Centennial's on a whole different plane from everybody else.
And has been for over a decade.
You know, it's always fun to watch them. Norta Vista, I thought Ken did a fabulous job this year. You know, and they've been getting some guys, and he gets those guys pointing in the right direction. You know, I really thought they were good this year. San Gorgonio and the things they did late, coming back to win games. I thought Rev was really good again. You know, they got clipped in the second round. Heritage, I know you guys talked to the Heritage guys earlier, but you watch Heritage play, and they're a steamroller. I mean, they're an absolute steamroller. So I think they're even ready to maybe go up another notch at Heritage. So there's a lot of good football in the area. It's being good, but no one's doing what Centennial's doing.
No, absolutely not, and it's all relative. You know, everything is all relative anyways, because you look at, we have a top 25. Today we came out, by the way, with our all-area team, so you want to pick that up?
I looked at a little.
Pick that up at newsstands today. It's a really good job by Eric Paul Johnson getting this all put together. I mean, Jim Cannell.
Oh, the Spiker kid, too. Can we talk about the Spiker kid for a second?
Marquise Spiker.
That dude is an animal. I mean, you talk about an animal. That kid has, every week, you pick up the paper and you look at his stats, and he has 8 catches for 189 yards and 2 touchdowns every week. Yeah. You never see that out of a receiver. Because at some point, somebody's going to say, okay, we're just going to double that dude and not let him do it. And you know that's happening to him.
He got doubled.
And yet, every single time you look at his stats, 8 catches, 189 yards, and 2 touchdowns, week after week after week. It's so impressive. He's so good.
That whole program. How
Well,
it's just flipped.
Pete Duffy, and by the way, Pete Duffy, if anybody's
Underrated.
listening to this, Pete Duffy needs to be the head coach at King, or Pete Duffy needs to be the head coach at Corona. Those guys need to be falling all over themselves to get to Pete Duffy right now, because what Pete Duffy has done with that Murrieta Valley offense is as impressive as a job anybody else has done in this area ever. Those guys need to be falling. They should be at Pete's door right now. Pete, please come be our coach. What can we do?
That's great. And this comes from a guy who you were Murrieta Valley coach?
Yep.
A few years ago, so
Yep.
you know that situation.
If you look at Murrieta Valley, if you watch them play, I watched them play in the championship this year. They offensively don't look like Murrieta Valley's ever looked.
Yes.
They look like a whole different animal. You know, with Spiker and Bell. Bell's a homegrown kid. And Bachmeyer and Lika Palmer. That's a lot of weaponry. And Pete has really done a great job of getting that O-line good. They've gotten good on the O-line where they can block people, and boy, that offense is a machine. And Spiker is the dude. I mean, he's just that guy.
He's our offensive
that
player of the
dude.
year.
He should be. He's
as good as they get, and
he's that dude.
And he's got another year.
No, he's that dude.
And you got Bachmeyer for 2 more years.
Yeah, I mean it's a great program, but so we fawned on that for a while. Maybe we can move around a little bit. What about Valley View? The job that Dan Bartlett did out at Valley View in the 2 years he's been there, it's almost mirrored what you did at Ramona on different level scale.
You know, we were getting ready to go over and play a game, and Valley View was coming to Ramona to play Arlington. Arlington was playing a home game at Ramona. And I saw Valley View come in. We were leaving our locker room. They were taking our locker room over for the game. And I watched Valley View walk in, and I thought it was Rancho Verde. I didn't know it was Valley View. I go, oh, Rancho Verde must be playing Arlington tonight. They looked phenomenal. They're big. They're athletic. They're strong looking. Obviously, Coach Bartlett has got them doing their job in the weight room. But they looked different. And I remember watching our guys walk out and watching the Valley View guys walk in and go, oh, that's a different deal. That's a different animal. They're big and physical and fast looking and good looking and strong and muscular.
And they have a fundamental type offense that you can really take a long way. I mean, they got 3 backs that do it 3 different ways. You have thunder and lightning kind of in a way. At running back, he's got a quarterback who does not make mistakes. His son is like his eyes on the field, but he doesn't make many mistakes. He's not conservative in the sense that he just picks his spots to do what he needs to do. And then he's got some receivers that are really good. I mean, Hireman.
Hireman is a stud.
I mean, that kid.
I didn't get to see. I never saw
that kid. I have to tell you, he impressed me more than I expected him to impress me.
And they were healthy in week 15. I mean, they improved. Not many teams can do that and say they're healthy at the end of the season.
Yeah.
15.
I never saw Valley. I didn't see Valley View play this year, but I saw them walk off the bus. And that was enough. When I saw Valley View get off the bus, I said, that team's winning the Division 11 championship. That was week 7. I said, that's the Division 11 champions, because they don't look anything like the other teams in that division. They looked phenomenally good.
So, that being said, we're talking about deep divisions, 11, we're playing in 7, we're playing in 10, we're playing in 11. I mean, Notre Dame played ahead of Valley View in divisions. What did you think of the whole competitive balancing? Do you think it sparked something into the section, or do you think this is just something that's eventually you have to go back the way it was?
Well, I didn't like that it left us out of the playoffs as a number 3 team. I didn't like that it left automatic qualifier teams out of the playoffs, and I thought that was wrong. And I thought the answers that the CIF gave us for why we were left out were bogus.
And what were they?
So they were bad. Just suffice to say. The committee that made the decision never saw us play, never saw the other teams play. The wild card format that they use to decide the wild card is antiquated and wrong. It way overvalues strength of schedule, not even counting whether you won or lost. Just this arbitrary idea of strength of schedule, opponents winning. It's the bad system. It was one thing when you were just deciding on wild card teams, but if you're going to leave automatic qualifier teams out, they need to do a better job of being able to decide how they're going to, because the committee that left us out never saw us play, and never saw Coachella Valley play, and never saw Western play, and never saw, so we got left out as a 3rd play, so I didn't like that. They have to they can't do that. They can't leave automatic, otherwise, why do we have leagues? Why not just everybody just play a random thing, and then just let Rob Wygod sit up there in between the times when he's looking at his bank account on the internet. Just let Rob Wygod sit up there and make the decision about who's going to the playoffs and who isn't. I'm good with that too. But you can't. you can't leave automatic qualifier teams out. They got to find a way to fix that. I thought it made it exciting. I mean, all the finals games looked like they were exciting. Some different teams and different blood. I thought that was good. But if you're going to leave automatic qualifier teams out, our kids deserve to play in a playoff game.
Yeah.
Our kids deserve to play in a playoff game, whether we were the best team around or not. We deserve to play in a playoff game. And so for me to have to explain to our kids, we're out. I can't really explain to you why, but there must be a reason. That I didn't think that was right.
Okay. Favorite moment for you this season? What was your favorite moment with your team this year?
Oh, we had a lot of, beating Fontana was nice. I thought going back to my alma mater and playing a game there against I thought Fontana was a much improved team. Team almost beat Kaiser. So winning that game was nice. It's hard to beat Patriot. We went on the road and beat Patriot, and that's hard. Ramona hasn't beat Patriot very often over the years, so I thought that was nice. It was a good year. It was a fun year for us. It was a challenging year. We lost some guys in the summer that were supposed to be key guys for us, and so that was hard. It was a challenge. Certainly was a challenging year. But I'm proud of what we did. I'm proud of what we accomplished. I'm proud of our 2 years there. Getting to coach with my dad every day is so cool. Opportunity to work with my dad every day. So it was a great run. It was an awesome run, and like I said, I wish him the best going forward.
And I wish you the best going forward, because obviously new horizons here, a little more time with the sun, and possibly we'll see you back on a football field coaching.
Yeah, and as a Ramona alum, I'm really sad to see you go. I enjoyed watching you guys the last 2 years. I have a vested interest in you and Norte Vista as well. But it was nice seeing you turn the program around, and the kids were always very professional when they showed up, and you did a great job. So
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Well, hey, Vinny, we really appreciate you coming in and spending some time with us.
Has anybody got an LSU score? I got to go check that score. I got some.
It was,
kids don't bet on games, but I was in Vegas last week. I got to know this LSU score.
29-9.
All right, there you got it, baby. Tigers, Bayou Bengals, baby.
Right. We don't promote gambling on the show.
No, do not gamble.
Do not gamble, like me. Vinny, thank you so much for coming on the show. When we come back, I think a ghost from Christmas past is in our hallway.
I saw
We'll bring him in and see what we can muster up out of him. I don't know. We'll have to find out. Vinny, thanks again for coming in. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
I guess we're going on break then. What do you think there, Greg?
I think so.
We're out of here. Let's go. Woohoo! Inland Sports Show on AM 1350.
Now here's more with Pep on the Inland Sports Show.
And we're back. David Zink here on the Inland Sports Show, filling in for Pep Fernandez, who's actually should be down in Anaheim about now, getting ready to get me an autograph that will look really nice on my wall. Andre Reed, Hall of Famer. And I forgot to bring the shirt. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
David Zink in here with Jeff Gorham, and somebody's walked into the studio. We'll get to him in just a minute. I first of all want to thank our sponsors, Spoiled, quick quality oil change in Riverside. Remax Advantage in Redlands, a real estate broker. They offer full service real estate along with escrows and loans. Visit remaxadvantage.me Or if you're up in Lake Arrowhead, go to Remax Lakeside in Lake Arrowhead. Again, full service, and they do all the same things. You want a loan, you want to buy a house, and you can get it. But visit Lake Arrowhead LakeArrowheadRemax.com. Ken's Sporting Goods celebrating 40 years, serving the Inland Empire since 1976. Go to KenSportingGoods.com to find all the different things they do, from team sales, screen printing for clubs, groups, and businesses, custom embroidery, corporate clothing, Letterman's jackets. You got a Letterman's jacket?
I wish I did.
You probably could get one there, and I'm not going to say who it is.
I got those lame academic letters they give me.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Custom logos, all by the house graphic designer and promotional items. And then we also got a pub, the 32nd annual IE All-Star Game. It's coming January 14th at Ramona High School. The biggest game in history.
Oh.
Derek Johnson and the Blue Inland team, and Jim Walker and the Cardinal Empire team. UCLA, USC colors, isn't that great? Playing for young patients at Loma Linda University Hospital. An all-star banquet at the brand new Romano's in downtown Riverside. Ooh, won't that be awesome?
Pizza.
Player draft and everything. We're changing everything in that game, man. It's great. Good stuff. Well, now that I've taken care of our sponsors, especially Spoiled, quick quality oil change in Riverside, good friend Bill Navigato, I was going to get him on the hotline, but he came in studio.
He is. And you were speaking of USC. He's kind of a big deal.
He's a Cardinal guy.
He's kind of a big deal
Cardinal
over there at
guy.
USC.
I'll go down to figure
So,
out.
Angel Biscara, former intern of the Inland Sports
World
Show.
famous.
Now,
World famous.
World famous. It was a good time.
but now I believe he is the beat writer for the men's basketball team at USC.
He's all over the place. He's doing football. I just saw a story about the similarities between USC and Penn State that he wrote.
Yeah, he was at the Rose Bowl press conference, taking periscoping.
Dude, he was on the sideline of a Clippers game, sitting next to
Clipper Darrell.
Darrell. And I was
Great guy.
I'm like, talk about taking advantage of an education. Jeez.
Good to see you, buddy.
Getting all the milk out of the udders I can, man. Rattling that cow.
How's it going, though? You having a good time?
Dude, I'm having a great time. I mean, I've been blessed with some great opportunities, and I'm really just trying to make the most of everything. And I had a phone call with Zink earlier this semester, and the one advice he gave me was, love what you're doing. And I think I've really just been trying to implement that this semester.
It works, doesn't it?
It's been paying off. So
You really love it. Hey, by the way, you're covering all kinds of teams. I mean, I've seen him do videos on, I think it was like girls. Was it field hockey?
Beach volleyball.
No, there was. Wasn't there a field
I didn't miss the beach
lacrosse,
volleyball.
women's lacrosse. He attempted to sound the expert, and he did a good job of playing it off. But I know Angel, and I could tell he was no expert. He was pretty much told a lot of good information about lacrosse, and he put it to good use in his dispatch.
But you said beach volleyball. We totally overstepped that. Girls beach volleyball?
Beach volleyball.
Dude, that's an NCAA sport.
I know.
And then the first national champions ever in beach volleyball, USC won it last year.
Good
in
for
the
them.
beaches of Alabama, which
Fight
I thought was
on,
kinda
man.
random.
Fight. Well, that's weird. On a beach in Alabama.
Beach in Alabama.
I saw Angel last week, and I'm covering the UCR Highlanders, and who comes and taps me on the shoulder? Angel. He's everywhere.
I had to go say hi to my guy Dikembe Martin, man.
He's omnipotent. He's everywhere.
Dikembe. Did he get him? Oh, we're not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. So football. You're going to be at the Rose Bowl.
I'll be at the Rose Bowl on Monday.
Man,
so I'm really stoked.
Can you take two stepbrothers with you?
Sure
Dude,
wish,
he's with
man.
the
There's nobody want to be
media.
there. It's work, man. Come on, it's not fun.
We can be your bodyguards. I'll hold his pen. You
not
hold
that
his pen.
powder blue. You won't, right?
I know. Look at him. I'm trying to keep my distance.
Hey, he's Ellen.
Ellen.
Look, he's
Ellen DeGeneres.
How do you like that?
Dude, I love it. I love the whole Step Brothers dynamic, you guys. They're like drinking.
Yeah. He overdresses, I underdress.
Or I saw you guys went to a playoff game together, and you guys were just like a wall on the sidelines.
Yeah.
I think
We had some fans who were screaming at us from the stands at that
we
game.
did
Was that it?
a couple games.
What was that? What
That
game?
was out at Heritage.
Heritage, that's right.
People were yelling for
Hey!
Step Brothers.
You're local legends, man.
Kind of cool.
Well, Fazio suggested we should call ourselves the Pep Brothers, not Step Brothers.
No.
Can I just say something about Fazio? Love the guy to death. I think Gazal said this. He's the John Gruden of the Inland Empire.
He kind of has his haircut.
Yeah, and he's got to jump into the broadcasting thing, man.
But I think he's probably going to land somewhere.
Time will tell. I think it's time for us to wait for Vinny to tell us.
For Vinny to give us.
Right now, he's just stepped away from the Ramona job, and he's taking care of family. He's on Christmas break, so we'll find out. Everybody's in a hurry to find out what people are doing. Football's not until August.
There's a lot of open jobs this year, too.
There are a ton. You
got Corona, you got King, you have Ramona.
Harupa
Valley.
There's lots more.
There's a lot of names being tossed around, though.
Yeah. San Bernardino High School, I think, is looking for a new head coach.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's quite a few. But we're Angel's now the loop. He has no idea. He's like, sorry, I've been busy covering USC.
The one thing I do know is my John W. North Huskies, while the record book will say 0-10, they went 5-5 this year, right?
They did.
And I like what the boys doing, and I'm excited about what the future holds for them, man.
Wow, look at that. Nice. He's playing up north. He gets in here in 5 minutes. You can't do that.
No, come on.
So what do you got? What do you got after you get on break? Obviously, you're going to go to the Rose Bowl, and then you bounce into basketball.
So after the football season ends, I'm going to transition to men's basketball. Had a rough loss last night against Oregon. That is a pretty good team. They've got
the real deal. They beat UCLA. Which is the standard bearer for Pac-12 basketball.
I'll give UCLA the basketball season. I will.
Yeah.
And if we could have any kind of the success we had against UCLA last year, that'd be great. But I don't think it's possible with the guys they have up there right now.
The ball.
I mean, how outrageous, man. I mean, this kid calls his shot from midcourt, LaMelo.
Yeah, the little brother calling a shot at half court. You know what, though? If a guy did that to me, I probably would have punched him out.
Yeah.
Wait, as a coach, you don't like that?
No, I mean, even as a player, in the old school days, the guy points to the half court line while I'm guarding him, and he pulls up from half court and nails it. He's probably going to get hurt the next time he tries to shoot. That's old school basketball. New school says, oh, that was beautiful, wonderful. That was the ESPN player of the night. But he's a good player. I don't know if he's as good as his brother, but he's pretty good.
I enjoy them.
I enjoy the Ball.
Thoroughly.
They're great. Whoa.
Hey, whoa. The Ball brothers.
I was trying to get away from that whole... I knew you were going to go there. Jeez. No, it's been great. Obviously, today, man, we had a really busy show. We got the All-Star game going on, so we had the 2 number 1 picks. It's a draft for the All-Star game, so I'll recap for you what we did. We talked about the draft. We had Armando Herrera and Walther, who had the lineman from Heritage, and talked to them, and then Pep left. And he just left. We're on air, and he leaves.
Did he find out I was coming? I think that's maybe what happened, right?
Yeah, Vinny felt the same thing about that, too. But then we came in, and we talked with Vinny Fazio, and he talked about Ramona and all that stuff. Now we're talking with you, and in about a minute or so, we're going to have to leave, aren't we there, Greg?
I just got here.
Maybe 2 minutes recap.
See?
16.
We can discuss. It's been a great year here at Inland Sports. A lot of great things have happened. I mean, we've done a lot of great things. Had a lot of great guests.
We're getting ready to broadcast the All-Star game for the 2nd year in a row. We've done the basketball All-Star game.
This will be the 3rd year we're doing the basketball game. Beginning of the year for basketball, the All-Star game, we had a young man from CSDR was our MVP.
Noah Valencia.
It was a great player. I mean, just a great story there. We had the Knuckle Puck came on the show and talked to us a couple times.
Stephen Wright, pitcher for the Red Sox.
Yeah.
And our number 1 draft pick, or our first-round draft pick out of UCLA.
Come on.
I can't remember his name. Is that bad?
Kenny Clark.
Kenny Clark, the great Kenny Clark.
Plays for the Packers.
Yes, I mean, it's been a great year here at Inland Sports.
In the Inland Empire, it's just another huge year of growth and everything that's gone on. I mean, everything from we were talking about the divisional changes and things like that. I think it's been a lot of fun, even though I poo-pooed it in the beginning. There's a lot of good that comes from it. Vinny's one of the things that probably didn't go right. They probably need to fix, but that going on.
Like Rancho Christian State Champion, Valley View, CIF Champion, State Finalist,
Valley View Volleyball State Champions and Division Champions, and then Valley View Football Division Champion and State Runner-Up.
Yeah, and like Greg said, Sanji in their first CIF championship this year.
Yeah.
So it's been a great year to cover all these inland sports.
There's a lot of people counting their blessings this year, but next year will bring a lot more fun, man. Got the rest of this school year. I can't wait for the 2017 football season. And if you want to see who the Press Enterprise has as their top players in football of 2016, go pick up a newspaper this morning. There you go, special section. You can read all about
high school games.
Yeah, our players of the year: Jalen Phillips, Defensive Player of the Year, and Marquise Spiker, the Offensive Player of the Year from Marietta and from Redlands, respectively. And then Jim Canal, Hall of Fame coach, if you ask me. He won at Orange Lutheran, won a CIF title. Then goes to Rancho Christian. I think his 2nd year there, wins the CIF title. great coach, great program. But I think it's time for us to say adios, amigo. Hey, Angel, I really appreciate you coming in. It was good to see you. Get a good look at your replacement because you know
killing it.
you upgrade every time you replace something, and we upgraded to our good friend Colin here, and he does a great job, man. Really good job. Actually, doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just
He's
say
awesome.
I came in like Ronda Rousey, and I'm leaving the place, you know, pretty soon.
Beat up twice.
Beat up
Oh,
twice,
did I
so-
say that?
But hasn't it been a great year? Zink, I'm hoping you have the best year of your life.
And so same here. My 50th year should be my best, but we'll see. But we got to get out of here. Thank you for watching the Inland Sports Show. Sorry that Pep wasn't here, but myself, David Zink, and Jeff Gorham, the Step Brothers, and also Angel Vizcara, and the rest of the crew, Greg and Colin. Thank you very much for watching the Inland Sports Show here on Fox Sports AM 1350. We'll see you next week.
Money.